August 13th and 14th, 2016 were a very tumultuous weekend from Milwaukee, as riots broke out from protests following the shooting of 23-year-old Sylville Smith. Police stated that Smith was shot and killed following an incident where he took off from a traffic stop, with the official report stating he was armed with a stolen handgun. However, whether or not he was brandishing the weapon is unclear. What has caused there to be more fervor around this than usual is that some protests were begun by activists, including some Black Lives Matter activists, allegedly before information such as Smith's identity or race had even been revealed to the public. Protests escalated into violence on August 13th, 2016, mere hours after the shooting took place, and it was at this point that apparently not much was known about the shooting. Wisconsin has seen better days following these protests, with some local businesses being burnt to the ground, leaving many having to start over or in dire straits. Following the Saturday, more details were put forth and went as follows. Police allegedly stopped a car with two passengers/suspects, including Smith. Smith took off running. Police say they told him to drop the gun multiple times before they opened fire, killing him. The second suspect is in police custody. To date, the initial reason for the stop has not been released to the public. The officer who shot Smith was wearing a body cam, and the video will be submitted as evidence for the investigation being carried out by the Wisconsin Department of Justice. The officer in question is on leave following the incident and is a 24-year-old African-American man with 6 years of police service, 3 as an officer. Milwaukee Police Chief Ed Flynn did not identify him by name for fears over his safety. Smith's mother, Mildred Haynes, has told the media her son had obtained a concealed carry license as he had already been shot twice and robbed 4 times. She said she couldn't imagine her son brandishing his weapon at police, but could see him trying to run and hide. Police have stated that Smith had a lengthy arrest record and was charged in 2015 in a shooting offense and charged again for trying to intimidate a witness in that same shooting offense. However, both those charges were dismissed. But despite his arrest record, Smith has no felony record, though he did have a misdemeanor charge for carrying a concealed weapon. However, experts say what is relevant to this scenario isn't any of that, but whether or not he was holding and trying to use his gun during this arrest scenario. The protests were apparently organized over social media, and it is said that 5 to 6 businesses were burnt, as well as several cop cars. 17 people were arrested during the protests, all had past criminal records. The mayor of Milwaukee, Tom Barrett, pleaded with people to go home during these protests, stating, "If you love your son, if you love your daughter, text them, call them, pull them by the ears and get them home. Get them home right now before more damage is done." But people stayed out despite his warnings, though the Sunday protest was less volatile than the Saturday. But the tensions to this date remain quite high. All in all, a sad and terrifying situation. What do you guys think? Is it right for people to act before they have ascertained all the facts about the situation, i.e. seeing the body cam footage? Or can authority outlets not be trusted to give accurate information in scenarios like this, especially given the current political climate? Or, as with most things, does the solution lie somewhere in the middle? Here at IO, we hope and wish safety for everyone in Milwaukee and pray no more protests turn violent, and more people don't lose their livelihood or worse. This is a developing story, so we shall try to keep you as up to date as possible here on IO.